Hello, my name is Dan and I'm a product designer and UX career coach, and welcome to my balcony. I am trying something new. Today I'll be answering one question, and this is pretty not low tech, but lower effort compared to my other videos because I just need to start getting videos out there, and this is my attempt to lowering the bar. I have a microphone here, but it's actually not on. It's not working right now. I just have it here for the aesthetic. So, what's the question? The question is, did you always want to work in a big company? Short answer, yes. So I think I've always been fascinated by companies that have a huge reach, being able to impact a lot of people, and then being known by almost everyone. I always thought that was fascinating. But where I'm currently at right now, H&M Group, it's the third company I work for as a UX professional. That's the first big company I've been working at. So before that, I worked at two smaller companies, and they had a user base, definitely, but definitely not at the scale as H&M Group, which is so huge. But to think more about this question, I think this type of question is quite common, and I think it's because a lot of people don't know what they want. They don't know what they want to work as, like what their specialization in UX is, what kind of company they want to work for. So people start wondering if there's something wrong with them, if other people know where they want to work. So even though I answered that yes, I wanted to work for a big company, that doesn't mean that you have to need that. And in fact, there's a lot of things that I didn't know that I wanted. So working at a big company, sure, that's one. But I, for example, didn't know I wanted to work in fashion retail, and I'm loving it. It's been super interesting to be part of that, and I didn't know I wanted to work in fintech, which I also love. That was the company I worked at before H&M Group, and that was also a startup, and I didn't know I wanted to work at a startup as well. What I'm trying to say is that you don't know what you're gonna like until you try it. Just because you think you want something doesn't mean that you will actually enjoy it. So I did want to join a big company, but I ended up in smaller companies in the beginning, and the startup I worked for before H&M, that was actually a huge growing opportunity. I learned a lot of lessons from working there, which have brought me to where I am today. I don't think I would be where I am if I had not worked at that startup. To remind you, I didn't want to work at a startup. I wanted to work at a big company. But what I learned from there is to be a lot more big picture, think about business, think about growth hacking, think about strategy. And it's not for everyone. I think it is definitely tough to work at a startup, but you become really good at prioritizing things because you're not going to survive if you don't do that properly. I think it's definitely easier to work at a bigger company, but if you do work at a startup and you survive, you're going to have a lot of skills that other people won't have. So you'll be a lot more entrepreneurial, which has definitely helped me get noticed at H&M Group. And yeah, if I hadn't gone to that startup, I wouldn't be where I am today, working in innovation at a huge company with lots of resources. Definitely different from working at a startup, but it has that combination of working with something transformative while having all of those resources. Oof, definitely nice. How I want to summarize this video is that what you should aim for, even though you might think you know what you want, if you haven't had a lot of experiences yet to infer that, definitely expose yourself to as much as possible so that you can figure out what's the best fit for you. And it's similar to finding the best idea. You have to try lots of different things. You have to have a lot of ideas. You have to have a lot of experience to understand what works the best. So that is my tip to you. Don't worry about knowing what you want right now. I think like what I want, what I think is the best fit for me, it's continuously evolving. So don't feel stressed. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So relax, and I'll see you in the next one.